Greetings and salutations, my name is Deltran, and this is my first Friday show, something new I'm trying. I've wanted to do a Friday show ever since I've had this channel, and it's just been something I've never pulled the trigger on, but I decided to finally go ahead and do it, and just to let you know up front, this is very new. I don't know if I'm going to keep it, so please let me know everything you think about this down in the comments. So what I would like to do is to go ahead and talk about things that happened last week within the community, to myself personally, some things like that, but also look at the future. And let's do that first, because next week is shaping up to be pretty darn awesome. First, on the 21st, on Saturday, we have ourselves the brand new Tempest Trial format, Tempest Trials Plus, they're calling it. It's going to last 10 days. It's going to be pretty exciting. Expect to see a video from me, by the way, on Finn on Saturday morning or afternoon. That's going to be out there for you. So I'm excited to see what these tweaks are going to actually do to gameplay and to see how they sort of freshen things up and make it a little less like work and a little more fun. So I'm excited for it, and I really hope that everybody out there gets all the orbs and sacred coins that they are looking for. On Sunday, we have ourselves a new banner coming out that is Heroes with Combat Boosts, so that should be interesting. Monday, we'll probably be getting a preview banner for the next new hero banner that is going to start on Tuesday. And so if you are looking to get a Reinhardt or some of the bunnies, your time is running out. You want to go ahead and do that right now. That brings us to Wednesday the 25th. We're going to have a repeat of the Takumi and the Hinoka bound hero battle. So that's a thing to look forward to. Maybe a few quests there. On Thursday after that, we get a new tap battle. So we're going to be able to just go crazy and see what goes on with that. And Friday starts Fire Emblem Heroes Golden Week celebration. As of right now, there hasn't been anything announced of what's going to happen during Golden Week. But if it's anything like last year, that's when we got the first Hero Fest banner. So lots of ways for Nintendo to make their gold on that week. So yeah. In case you don't know, Golden Week is a week-long holiday. A couple of Asian countries follow, specifically Japan, where they have a few national holidays already in that week. So instead of basically going to work every other day, they just give the whole week off to everybody. It's a big deal, and so it's really a time where people travel, see family, and all that good stuff. So you guys deserve it over there, Japan. So last week had quite a bit going on in itself, and the first thing I want to talk about is this incident where several FEH players and one FEH YouTuber, at least one, that I'm aware of, by the name of Evanis, had their accounts hacked and stolen from them. Turns out over last weekend, these players, specifically Evanis, tried to log in, and they found out that they could not log into their account. Evanis does different solo runs using Hinata, so a lot of people started messaging him, hey, why'd you change your name? Why do you have a different lead hero than Hinata? Specifically, he had Leaf there underneath the title Better Hinata. After the weekend was over, he was able to reach out to Nintendo, and as far as I know, everybody who had their account compromised got it back, so that is a good thing. And really not too much for the wear specifically. I even saw that he had Orb spent, probably to get the Leaf that he didn't have previously, and also he was missing his +2 Brave Ike, which probably fed steady breath to said Leaf. So all in all, it ended up having a good story to it in the end, but I would like to echo one thing that Lubu echoed or said whenever he was talking about this last week. It's important to keep your information private, but there is a feature Nintendo lets you do called two-factor authentication, and had all of these people done this, they likely wouldn't have had their accounts compromised. The attack came via a social engineering route, which social engineering really just tries to get into people's poor judgment or works around rigid policies or lack of policies at a company. If two-factor authentication was enabled, it wouldn't have happened. If two-factor authentication is basically a way that not only do you need to provide a password, an email address, and some other personal information in order to prove that you are you when you're logging into a service, you also need a special digital key that is randomly regenerated constantly. And so with Fire Emblem Heroes, you're allowed to actually do this. You can go into the settings, account management, and just sign up for it right now. It's easy. You only need to provide this key once unless you change devices or log in some other way. I highly recommend it. Had they done this, they would not have lost access to their accounts. But all in all, I am glad that everybody has gotten back what they originally had for the most part, and that everything is going well. So we had our first Grand Conquest battle wrap up this week. I thought it was really fun, but I'm very biased. I was very engaged at first. I was really deep into it, and I was strategizing and doing things, and then after the first 4 to 6 hours, I kind of sort of quit. That's about the time I ran out of spears, and I just didn't have enough to carry on. But my teams ended up doing very well. I never had any less than 15 areas on all of them. I know some people definitely didn't have that experience, and so I'm really hoping that they do tweak the system a little bit to be able to help out, but especially since the difference in what you can get as a reward is so drastic. It's the feather reward was huge on this, and that was exciting for me. I nearly got 20k feathers out of this, but when it comes down to it, it was such a wide margin for things that you really can't control because of the way the stamina works. For different things like voting gauntlet, sure, there's lots of feathers up for grabs, but you know what? If you choose to do something other than, you know, sit around and experience life, you could be in that game every half hour. Even if you chose a poor team, you're going to get a lot of feathers just by playing every half hour. Here, that was not the case, and so I do want to see a couple of tweaks. Maybe, I hate to say this, but maybe even just the reward scale, like, sort of truncated a bit, just so that we just had, like, the top set of rewards and not all of the really booby prizes basically at the bottom. That would be nice, but that's my take. What was yours? What did you guys think about this Grand Conquest mode? So now I want to share with you guys the videos this weekend from the FEH community that I absolutely loved. And first we're going to start with Nira. She invited several YouTubers like SageMaster, IDC, Emblem, and yours truly to pronounce some of the more contested names in the Fire Emblem Hero franchise. Fearless J came out with a priority list of who to give your precious sacred due to. No, that's not a euphemism. Marvels has a video showcasing several different winning strategies for the Lunatic Saias Grand Hero battle, and why? It's so you can automatically farm hero merit, which is really great. Speaking of beating up Saias, on Infernal mode, Stolen Ramen uses a Black Fang team to deliver justice, and it looks great. Sacred Spear talks about all the different ways that you can build the new sword-based Reinhardt, which is good because I didn't do my video this week. And my absolute favorite video of the week is linked with all these other ones down in the doobly-doo. Go check them out. Seriously, they're all great. So, one thing I've been thinking of after we've gone through these Grand Conquest maps, and now that rival domains are just always here, we have access to several different types of game modes that actually demand different things out of your unit builds. It's bringing up questions for me, because I do all these build videos, and a lot of them are really arena-focused. And you can bring them into Tempest Trials. They work out rather well. Sometimes people do adjustments so that they can get a little extra oomph out of them because of the nature of the multiple boards in a row. But now that Tempest Trials, they're definitely here, they're definitely staying. We keep on getting more chain challenges. We keep on getting access to all these other game modes. I want to sort of hear from you guys. Do you want to see more builds that are catered specifically towards multiple board challenges like chain challenges and Tempest Trials and things that are geared specifically for rival domains? Or are you okay with these hard-hitting arena-style builds? Because, I mean, there are skills that just aren't viable in some of these PvE maps like they are in PvP, and there are some skills that absolutely shine in, say, rival domains that would be absolutely stupid to bring in almost any other format. So let me know your thoughts on that one, too. I just keep going back and forth. I can't decide. And I'm sure many of you have heard by now, but just in case you haven't, I messed up merging my Saias. Yeah, it was terrible. I was in a rush, and I sent home 70 plus heroes to get 20k feathers and leveled up my 4-star Saias. And then I had my 5-star sitting here, and then I just merged the 4-star into them, and I'm sitting there wondering, like, why did I only get 80 skill points out of that? And then I felt really dumb, really angry, and then terrible about myself. I think that was the order of operation there. Yeah, it was pretty bad, especially since that cost me not being able to get to enough points to stay in Arena this season since he was my bonus hero, so ugh. If you're sitting there thinking that you shouldn't feel bad for me, no, you shouldn't. Just this morning, I managed to get an extra leaf, and that gives me enough merges that I could easily stay in tier 20 using him on my team. Don't have distant counter fodder or anything really super great, but he has high point value skills anyway, so keeping his default kit provides a nice little challenge for me, and that's fine. I could take him into arena and go with that. So, you know, put away your violins. It's okay. And I think that's exactly where I'm going to end this. So once again, links down the doobly-doo to all that great content. If you like your Fire Emblem information hot and fresh like Grandma's cookies, hit that subscribe button. My name is Deltran. Thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate all of you. And until next time, take it easy.